Oh, man. All right, welcome to the Landscaping Podcast. This is something we've been looking forward to for weeks, if not months. This is episode 1 of what is to be many episodes on landscaping, the green industry, business, family, life, faith. We're going to have guests on here. We're going to be talking about what it is that we do at Landscaping Unlimited and who it is that we are. This is, I was talking to Shay, this is basically Landscaping Unlimited 2.0. And so Shay, what does that mean? Like, what are we talking about 2.0 with all the podcasts, the social media, the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube? What do we got going on here?
So 2.0 is to not get confused with we're trying to do something different. We're very much going to do the same things that Landscape Unlimited always has done, which is try to provide, the absolute best product that we can, for our customers. What's different is that we're changing our approach a little bit on kind of how we do that and our social media presence. My dad started this business in '89, so Facebook wasn't a thing back then. Xanga, then MySpace. You don't
At MySpace.
Yes. So you basically had to be a coder to work that social media. But you're seeing, before I get sidetracked, you're seeing a lot of social media engagement. So you're seeing us on Facebook. You're seeing Zac's got an Instagram going. We've got a YouTube channel going. We're trying to drop constant content, just daily of what the guys are doing. And we have found that that's also holding accountability for us. So it's also making us better landscapers because we're showing you everything. So if there's a flaw, it's going to show. If the guys are not dressed professionally, it's going to show. Because Zac does a good job editing, but sometimes you can't catch every little minute thing. And so we're showing you our flaws just as much as we're showing everything else. And if you want to know why we're doing that, well, we're doing that because we want to engage with our audience, with our customers. We want our employees to know that they're working for a company that is much larger than just like a name in a town. It's that they're working for a company that cares about them and wants to show the quality of work that they do, and that we want to spend time with them. We want to highlight them, and we also want to express to them that, hey, if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't have our job. Ultimately, I love landscaping. I would do it by myself, but it's much easier with a group of people, that we surround ourselves with. So that's what 2.0 is. It's not a rebranding. It's just, we're going to amplify what we do, and we're going to show it all, the flaws and everything.
Well, I love transparency. I love being able to talk to people. I love doing what it is that we do. I love landscaping. I love the fact that I did podcasting. Like, I very much enjoyed podcasting. I had a very successful podcast. And then I was like, I don't want to be a part of podcasts at all anymore. And well, here we are. So that lasted a good year, 2 years. But it's cool to be able to combine these worlds. I love that I can come in here and people see Z photography, but then they see what I'm doing in landscape and they're like, oh, that's awesome that you're bringing photography there. And I'm like, dude, it really is the blend of the best worlds. It's like, it's art, and I view landscaping to be art. And so being able to create art with my hands and then take my camera and get some cool art and create photos of that we built, give that to our clients, share that with the people. Like, I love what we do, and I enjoy creating things. I love, I take a lot of pride in the sign. I think it's one of the coolest things. Like, I'm just very pumped for all this. And so what the podcast is providing that you're not going to get is like that extra layer of not just accountability. Like, Shay's right, we're showing our features and our flaws alike, but we're also showing you us. Like, sometimes when people talk and I have a lot on my mind, I'll sit and draw on things. Sometimes I speak like very freaking animated. I get very excited about what it is we're talking about. And so you're going to be able to see somebody who actually cares about what they're doing, having a conversation. Sometimes it'll be the two of us. Sometimes we'll have a guest. I'm looking forward to sharing our guests and their insights, because bringing other people from outside of this industry, but they're running in their industry here, the overlap is ridiculous. And the conversations that people can relate to, like maybe somebody works as a mechanic and we work as a landscape. Like, you would think cars and lawns and properties completely different, but there's so much overlap there that it's the same thing different, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So I'm just excited to have conversations like this, and you'll be able to catch it on video like you are here if you're watching on YouTube, but also you can be listening to it. And so these are the conversations you can have and you can listen to on your commute, when you're eating lunch, and it's just going to be from people who are having honest conversations, and there's no pitch here. We're just showing you what we're doing, and we're talking about what we're doing, and we're enjoying it. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. But if you do like it, you're going to want to stay tuned. So stay tuned, because you're going to like it.
Yeah, and as far as time frame goes, he's talking about commute between work to the grocery store. So I mean, for us, most of our commutes around here are 20 minutes. But you know, if you live in the Raleigh area, it might take you 50 minutes to drive 2 miles. Um, our podcasts, some of them will range, you know, between 15, 20 minutes. Some of them might range an hour. Some might go a little longer than that. So it might be one that you pause, you listen to it, you know, to the store, back to home, and so forth. But if they're long, it's because the message is good and the conversation's flowing, and we're not going to stop a conversation just because we hit a parameter. We're going to continue it so that all the information goes out there. And I think that, you know, if you're wondering, okay, well, what is this podcast going to provide me? It's, well, you're, what Zac said, you're seeing real people. One, we're going to target kind of the green industry, but you're going to see in this podcast that it's very broad, it's very wide. There's a lot of different things in the green industry that we can dissect. A lot of it's business, which then goes to the mechanic. So I mean, you know, it's really for anybody. It's a conversation that will resonate with you, even on just a personal level with your own personal lawn. If we're diving into the green industry side of things, it may end up having a conversation where it's just, man, I didn't know that about my lawn, but now I do. And I think it's a lot of information to give out.
For those who are following on our Facebook page, if you're asking questions, those are going to be answered on here. We're going to break down, like, I have a lot of questions. I asked Shay quite a few, like when we're on jobs, why do we do it this way? Because I want to learn. And so I think a lot of individuals who follow us, why did you choose that brick and not a thicker one or thinner one? You know, why did you put this chemical in that lawn as opposed to that one? Is it a temperature thing, or is it the pest that you're dealing with thing? And so these are great questions for people to learn. And so that's what we're looking to do, is to educate and teach. Like, I very much value freedom. I very much value authenticity. I very much value family. I value these things, and I combine it with my love for, I enjoy speaking. I enjoy landscaping. I enjoy writing. I enjoy photography. Like, I combine these things of sharing what it is I love, what I know, what I want to learn more about, kind of put into a package, and that's what this podcast is going to be. And so when you're looking at the length of the discussions, they're going to vary because there's no rules here. You know, you're going to learn about the landscaping industry, which is a licensed profession. It is a professional trade. And that is something that you will hear me, like, I'm going to make a flag and just plant it on the table every time, because it bothers me when they're like, oh, if you don't do well in school, you'll be a landscaper. Man, if you need to do well in school to be a landscaper, if you want to be a good one. Yeah. We use advanced mathematics, we use science, we're combining chemicals together. We've got to go, what is it, volume, square footage? I mean, the other day you were doing math that was blowing my mind because you were adding it all together, and I was like, man, like, this is, if you want to do well as a landscaper, you better be intelligent. And so let's stop looking at it as the trade you go to if you can't do other things. And like, this is the trade you go to because there's so many things to do, and you can do it outside. You can do what you love within the green industry.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, you know, we've had this conversation a lot of times about school, and you don't always have to go to college, get a good education, you know, and people say, well, be a landscaper. Yeah, you don't have to go to college to be a landscaper. You can certainly get right out of high school, become a landscaper, but there are things that, you know, you need to educate yourself. So when we say that, we're not saying, you know, you don't need to go to college to get an education, and you don't have to be, you know, you're uneducated as a landscaper. It's quite the opposite. It's come as a landscaper, and then you'll realize, like, hey, you can be educated within this field, and you'll realize that there are a lot of avenues here for you, because it is such a broad spectrum. But, you know, like basic math, stuff like that. I mean, we use math every day. Like, there's not a single job I go to where I don't use math. Even on the business side, business side, obviously you're going to use math. You're dealing with money. So.
Our guys are grading a lawn right now. We have to control where water flows at a rate that we want it to flow at. What is the angle that we need to get this? We got to move earth to get water to go where we want it to go, the way we want it to go. I mean, that's just a simple job that's happening right now while we're having this podcast.
Yep. Pitch on the driveway, permeable, how much water it can, you know, infiltration rate through the sand, you know, all that kind of stuff, so that it meets the requirements, you know, from the state. And your average Joe doesn't figure that stuff out digging ditches. But as a trade, you know, you go to continuing ed, you go to training classes, and you learn all that stuff, so you can provide the best product for your customers and present it in a way to them where they understand it. You know, instead of, oh, hire me because I'm the best or I know this, it's, no, hire me because, you know, I went to school, I learned the training on this. Me personally, you know, I'll throw it out there, I don't have a 4-year degree from a college. I do, however, have a landscape contractor's license and some other licensing certifications that I got by going to training classes and studying my butt off. And I think that just holds merit to, sometimes you don't have to have a 4-year degree to be successful. And the green industry is very much full of intelligent people. And I think that this will resonate with other landscapers because, you may find yourself in a spot where you're like, oh, I get looked down on. It's like, well, maybe you should look in the mirror and just kind of say, hey, I don't know why they're looking down on me, because they're hiring me. So, if they're hiring you, then they must think something of you. So don't think of your profession as being a little bit less.
That was good. We're going to have to use that in the future. All right. What to expect? Varied length episodes, guests, a wide variety of topics. Wednesday and Friday, we're going to drop no matter what. Mondays, you may find a solo episode. If Shay has something he wants to discuss, or if I have something I want to discuss, we'll drop those on Mondays. But Wednesdays and Fridays, for sure, you'll be able to track too. And like I said, that's going to be on all podcast platforms, as well as YouTube if you'd rather watch these awesome beards do what we do and have conversations about landscaping and life. So subscribe, like, enjoy it, follow along, and you'll be seeing Landscape Unlimited everywhere you look.